Remember that time Disney made you look at Tarzan's thighs?
Disney has had a lot of really cool and sometimes questionable stage shows in the past, and we thought that we would take a look back at some of the greatest and weirdest.
Tarzan Rocks was one of the best stage shows Disney's ever had. It was in the Theater in the Wild in Animal Kingdom.
It's that one that's like by Asia, but also Dinoland. You know the one.
Tarzan Rocks was as close to a Starlight Express Disney show that I could get.
It was the story of Tarzan, kind of, but mostly a cool concert with X Games.
And also bad, but good. You know what I mean? Like it was both.
That, as you might be able to surmise, used the music of Tarzan, so the Phil Collins soundtrack.
Phil Collins. Who doesn't want to listen to Phil Collins? Like, the music to Tarzan is so good.
It's all coming back to me now. Total Recall. Yes, it was a great show.
So it started with the monkeys that were like the X Gamers. They were the acrobatics.
Seemingly on wheels. Just every variety of wheels. I definitely saw a lot of rollerblades involved.
And then you had some singers.
A trio of rock vocalists, kind of. They're kind of rock. They're theme park rock vocalists.
When I say rock, you say roll. Rock, roll, rock, roll. Are you ready to rock? And it's a bunch of 11-year-olds like, I just want an ice cream, really, but mom and dad want to sit down for half an hour, so here we are.
You ever see like award shows where the singers are all like trying to compete with each other by doing like runs? Like I remember like at the very end of the show, they had a moment like that where they're like, you'll be here in my heart. You'll be in my heart. You'll be here in my heart.
You guys will always be in our heart. Remember, we're here for you. You'll be in our heart. You'll be in our heart. We'll be in your heart. That's the message of Tarzan Rocks. It really rocks to have people in your heart.
As the show goes on, you meet Tarzan, who is there in not a lot of clothing.
Tarzan's thighs. They're crazy. His thighs are the width of my entire body. And I'm like, where did you find this man? Like, he looks like he was actually raised by gorillas.
And hairless. I've never understood this about Tarzan the film. I don't know if he found like a European wax center in the middle of the Congo or like what he's doing, but regardless, he's there on the stage.
And I only saw it once, but I do specifically remembering, I saw it in the year 2000. And I remember that the lady who did...
They'd always pick a kid at the beginning of the show and they'd have them do a Tarzan call and you got to sit in the VIP seating. And
the little kids that they chose or whatever, they were just like, you know, like some kids, I guess. Who knows?
I was that child, so...
At that point, I was a little bit older, so they didn't even like look at me or whatever, but I'm not bitter. The kids did it and they were okay, but I was like, well, let me show you how it's done. This is how I would have done it.
Like a really good Christmas song.
That's how I would have done it.
It's pretty good.
I believe that Tarzan Rocks closed in 2006.
Finding Nemo replaced Tarzan Rocks, and I have yet to see it, but I really want to see it. And I would like to play a fish. I'm inclined to think that it's not as bad as Molly makes it out to be.
I really don't care for Finding Nemo the musical, and it makes me really mad that that's what they replaced Tarzan Rocks with. Sorry, Nemo stans. I get it, it's a big blue world, but I would rather be Son of Man. I'd rather be You'll Be in My Heart any day.
And I think Tarzan Rocks was a really good show, and I think they replaced it with a really good show, a better show, Finding Nemo, that's more Broadway-like and less Tina Turner concert meets Rollerblades meets Cirque du Soleil.
Get those fish out of here and let's get Tarzan and Turk and rollerbladers and rock music back into the theater in the wild.
Oh, I would love if Tarzan Rocks came back. The thing about all these shows is I love them all. I don't want anything to go away.
I don't want Finding Nemo to go though. I feel like they'd have to put it somewhere else because I like that little fish. I like that little fish, and I like the music, and I like, who doesn't like Finding Nemo?
I've said it before, I don't care for it because it does everything wrong that Tarzan Rocks did right. One, they try and cram 90 minutes of plot into a 40-minute show. They're singing all of it, and then they made up music to sing during it. They're not singing Disney music. They're not singing Phil Collins that everybody knows. And even if you're lost, you're like, oh man, I love this bop. You're like, what is happening? What is the fish doing?
But his thighs were crazy. I was astonished when I saw them. I did not know a human body could have thighs like that.
So right now we'd like to dedicate this song to all of you out there, everyone connected here.
Morning in Paris, the city awakes to the bells of Notre. The fisherman fishes, the bakerman bakes to the bells of Notre Dame.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame was a 30 to 40-ish minute abbreviated telling of the Hunchback of Notre Dame animated classic film.
Pretty much shot for shot. Almost shot for shot.
That took place in the Backlot Theater, back by the Streets of America.
This show might have been the reason that I wanted to be on Broadway. I saw this show and I adored it.
It was a show at Walt Disney World that took you inside the movie, and they sang some of the most iconic songs from the movie, and literally I loved it, but it was also very funny and strange at the same time. There was just a couple of scenes in there that I was like, what is happening here? Like,
The gargoyles are like costumed in what can best be described as like tubes of fabric, so they have to hop around the stage. And all I could think the whole time was like, their glutes must be in the best shape of their lives.
Tarzan's thighs.
I wanted to be Clopin. I wasn't a tenor, but in the car, I would try and sing that. He's like a narrator. He's a jester. He's fun. He's got a great goatee. What's not to like?
He is like the only character in the show with a French accent, and it's aggressive. Morning in Paris, the city awakes to the bells of Notre Dame. And then everyone else comes out and they're like, hi, Clopin, are you ready for the Feast of Fools?
Full theater productions like that are awesome when Disney brings them to life. And I think it is, it's one of the best theater productions that has existed in Florida for stage shows. It's next. I mean, it is. It's not quite on the
had to bring up the
level,
Hunchback,
but
didn't you?
It competes with any
Well,
show I've
have
ever
I
seen.
got a story for you? The year is 1990. Maybe it's 5, 6. I don't know. I think you want to talk about the one that happened in Hollywood studios. Well, I hate to break it to you. While I did see that one, and it was good, it was nothing in comparison to the Festival of Fools in Disneyland in Anaheim, California. There they built a theater in the round with all kinds of wonderful bench seating for us. Oh, the audience. What do they call us in Shakespearean speak? The Muggles?
Festival of Fools was a huge celebration about the Festival of Fools. I was very young and I really don't remember it too much because I was super young because I'm young. So yeah.
Festival of Fools is the Disneyland version of the Hunchback show. It took place in Big Thunder Ranch, I think, which now is where you can buy blue milk. So next time you buy blue milk, think to yourself that at one time there was a Hunchback show in that spot.
Most notably, I do just want to talk for a second. It had Quasimodo in a full mask, like he had the full head, versus he just kind of had like a weird like nose, I believe, in the Hollywood studio or in the MGM one. And that didn't really answer your question, but I noticed it and I needed to talk about it.
It was a beautiful theater in the round that was right next door to a fun little restaurant, appropriately called the Festival of Foods. And there you could get a turkey leg and you could bring it in to the theater and you could gnaw on it and enjoy the beautiful music of Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I don't know if I wish it would come back.
Yes, bring it back.
Okay, yes, I want it to come back on the front that Hunchback of Notre Dame deserves to be represented in every single Disney park multiple times. That might be dramatic, but I want to see Hunchback more, and I would love to have a show come back that was Hunchback. On the other hand,
I know it's a little obscure for kids now, and it's a little dark for kids now, but it's great. The Beauty and the Beast show is good, but the Hunchback show was unbelievably stellar.
I don't know. It wasn't like amazing. Like the show itself didn't like bring down the house for me. Tarzan Rocks was much better.
So I would love if they brought back some kind of musical with Hunchback of Notre Dame in the parks, maybe some other movies that are underrepresented as well, and they just had like really good choreography and really good vocals, and you just could like enjoy beautiful music while you were there. That is what I think they should do for Hunchback.
Our story today will feature actors in rather prominent roles. Let's see, we've cast the soldiers. Ladies and gentlemen, Ace Ventura. Ace, it's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, of course it does. Hiya, people.
So, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, live in action.
Are you sitting down? Because, well, one, it's weird that you're watching a video standing up. That seems like a lot of energy. Two, you're gonna want to sit down for this.
It was a show in MGM Studios at the time.
Yes. Really?
Ace Ventura Pet Detective was a disaster that happened on the streets of America.
A great effort. It was Ace Ventura Pet Detective live in action was a swing and a miss. It was Disney trying to capitalize on a demographic that they don't normally cater to and bring in a little bit like a PG-13 movie into Disney's MGM Studios.
I think I kind of dress like Ace Ventura. I don't know how I feel about that.
In my head, Ace Ventura is basically like the embodiment of Florida Man come to life, where it's just like Florida Man wrestles an alligator, Florida Man goes on the hunt for an elephant.
Like how that got there, like I don't know who was in the conference room when they were all just like, I know, let's have an Ace Ventura show and meet and greet.
I love Jim Carrey, and I did not see the show. Did anybody actually see the show, or have we all just watched it on YouTube?
I never saw the Ace Ventura show. I was not aware that this existed until you people made me know of its existence.
I did not. At the time it was out, I don't think I'd even seen the Ace Ventura movie because I was pretty young, and I don't think it was something my parents were like, yeah, this is good for a small child.
Ace Ventura is not a Disney movie.
But could you imagine some mouse ears with the little Ace Ventura hair, with the slick hair? Like who wouldn't wear that? Could you imagine those ears?
But I don't think it's unusual that they used a not Disney movie at MGM Studios at the time, because pretty much all of MGM Studios was not owned by Disney at the time. Star Tours, Disney didn't own that yet. Same thing with Indiana Jones. Same thing with the Muppets. They also did stuff with Goosebumps. Like, that was kind of the point of the MGM Studios, was to collab with these other brands and these other characters, these other studios, and like have this whole studio atmosphere. So I don't think it's weird that they chose a non-Disney character to make a show of. I think what's weird is the show that happened.
There are two people that are in this show. There is Ace Ventura,
an actor doing a bad imitation of Jim Carrey's Ace Ventura, which everybody was doing in the 90s. So it makes sense that somebody at Disney was doing it too.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
No, I don't want to give you a Jim Carrey impression. Pets, come! I don't know.
Do not go in there. Woo!
I'm more able to do Jim Carrey in Man on the Moon.
Chicago.
Thank you very much.
Somebody stop me!
The thing I remember most about Ace Ventura is that the show opened with him doing a stinky in the Toy Toy. I would not go in there. It smells like a stinky that came out of my body.
he sees a spider on the roof and he's like, oh, it's the mother of all spiders. And then he goes and he gets the spider, and to do so he like goes up the ladder and down some stairs and on a slide and a rope and something.
And the spider attacked him, and it was like a comedy show. Like, where's the spider? Is it in my pants? Is it on my shirt?
And he's like, oh, I can't see it. Where is it? Where is it? You know, he has no peripheral vision, apparently. Apparently, that's a character trait of Ace Ventura, no peripheral vision.
And then eventually he gets it, and he's like, thanks, everybody. Alrighty then. Bye.
No, there's no part of me anywhere in my body that wishes Ace Ventura would come back.
I wish something like the Ace Ventura show would come back. So I think it's a good idea to do a show on the street. I think it's a good idea for magic to happen when you're just, you know, wandering by.
I would like to see it once, but I think if it came back, he'd be like rappelling off of that wall in Batu in Galaxy's Edge.
I like Ace Ventura, okay? I enjoy this. I enjoy those movies. I was the right age when they came out to get into the Jim Carrey phase, but like, this has no business being in a Disney park. Let's all be grateful that it will never make an appearance again.
I think Disney had the right idea because, you know, a lot of the point of MGM Studios was to cater to an older crowd. Didn't nail it. Did not do it. It was kind of like Ray Finkel missing the winning kick at the Super Bowl and causing the Dolphins the loss, which is a deep cut for my Ace Ventura fans out there.
Gather round, Double Creature. In Barbie's world, there's no limitations. In Barbie's world, there's nothing you can't do.
This conversation was meant to be. So let's get into Barbie and her friends and their magical dream come true adventure.
In Barbie's world, there's no need for limitations. In Barbie's world, there's no...
Magical World of Barbie was
It was a stage show located at the America Gardens Theater in Epcot for like a very limited time.
That featured Barbie and Ken and other characters from that toy line.
Hey, are you guys cool with acting cool on stage at Epcot? Yeah, I think I'd be fine with being cool. Yeah, me too. Oh my gosh, I'm just naturally cool anyway. That's great. Come on, let's put on too many wigs and do a show. In Barbie's world, everyone is glamorous in Barbie's world.
I love the magical world of Barbie. I've just noticed that we get asked to sing a lot in these, and, you know, I personally feel attacked. You know, I just want to call out, you know, no one else has been brave enough to speak up for those of us that don't have talent. But that's me. And it's also Molly. Molly doesn't have any talent. So, you know, don't at me.
Wow. Barbie's role in Epcot World Showcase was the ambassador of friendship. Barbie has a million jobs. She's like a doctor and a lawyer and a teacher, and she's the ambassador of friendship. So that's important.
Barbie got it going on, okay?
It was awesome. They repurposed a super stretch limo that had actually been purchased for one of the anniversaries of Disney World or Magic Kingdom. They gave it a kind of a new paint job, repurposed it, and made it Barbie's birthday bash vehicle or whatever.
I would really like to be in that limo, like hanging out the sunroof, waving. But like waving like a Barbie.
This show, the production value was spectacular. First of all, Ken comes through.
You know, Ken is a problem solver in this show. And I respect the view as a man as the only person that can solve a problem.
We want to go to Australia, but how are we gonna get there, Ken?
Ken makes a boat, he makes a car. He makes a car that looks like a boat. It's a confusing set piece.
There's one scene in the show where he kisses the little girl. Like the Ken kisses the little girl in the cheek, and I'm like,
He like asked her if it's okay if he kisses her on the cheek, and she's like yes, because she's a little girl, and we all had crushes on Ken for some reason. for some reason.
The Barbie show, if you see recordings of it, is so 90s to its core.
That releasing of doves was very common in the 90s, and true again here. Unfortunately, that stops when releasing of doves was done at the castle, and birds of prey started residing by the castle, waiting to hunt the doves as they were released from the show at a regularly distributed rate throughout a day.
Like, at one point, there are dancers coming by in like full jazzercise gear.
I have never seen so many scrunch socks and so many cool chunky sneaks. Maybe at a Yeezy fashion show. I think Yeezy and Kanye West might have seen this Barbie show at Epcot and been inspired.
I love the set pieces. I love the costumes. I love that we made this into a VHS. I'm sorry for the doves that died. But I'm excited for this stage show.
And I just want to know where Kin is now for some reason.
We need Barbie. We need Epcot's friendship ambassador, Barbie Doll, to make a comeback.
Never. It never belonged. Never again.
Because what the world needs right now is friendship. And there's a big hole right now. There's a big missing spot left by Barbie's absence in Epcot Center.
No. I think the world is better off without the Barbie show.
Bring back Barbie. Bring back Barbie. Bring back Barbie. Molly, back me up.
No.
Quincy?
I love Kin. He's so funny.
Stop. Have a heart. Back me up.
Yeah,
She's the friendship ambassador.
Is it needed? Not really.
It's not pointless. It's not out of place. She's the ambassador of friendship.
I'm down. Let's do it. I'm ready.
All of these shows were once beacons in Disney World's entertainment lineup, but unfortunately they've all been retired and they are no more.
If I could bring back any one of these shows, it would be the Hunchback show at MGM.
Let's bring back one of the greatest animated features of all time.
Hunchback, all the way. Pure Broadway entertainment in Lake Buena Vista. And that's what I want.
I would love nothing more if somehow a miracle happened and they figured out how to bring back Festival of Fools.
I really thought that I was gonna say Hunchback because you know how I feel. You know how we all feel. We're weirdly insane about Hunchback. But I'm gonna go Tarzan Rocks.
I think it's gotta be Tarzan Rocks. I just really loved the music and I love those BMX bikers.
It's either between Tarzan Rocks or Hunchback of Notre Dame because Tarzan Rocks is so much fun, it's so much energy, it's just a huge variety show, and then you can sit and listen to beautiful ballads and music that we've just come to love on the Hunchback of Notre Dame. So it's a toss-up for me. I don't know. What do y'all think?
In general, when a bird flies toward my face in Disney, which again, happens a lot, I don't usually duck because like I know that they know. Like me and the bird, there's a moment of knowing where the bird is flying toward me very quickly and we make eye contact, we lock eyes, and I'm like, I know that you are not going to fly into me. And he's like, I know because I'm good at what I do.
Hey everybody, it's Molly. Sure hope you enjoyed this new episode of RTT. Make sure to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell so you know when new episodes are coming out. But if you want to watch more RTT right now, click over here for a playlist of our episodes about the Disney parks. And if you want more AllEars, click over here for a video of Quincy and I doing an epic scavenger hunt through Disney's Hollywood studios. Thanks for watching!